Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Brett from Into Crips of Beer again, and tonight I'm coming back with a brand new beer review. Tonight I'm reviewing a beer that I've had a handful of times, and I've actually visited the brewery, and I've had it on tap there, and it was awesome. And it's still awesome in the bottle, but I mean, of course, you can't beat on tap. But hey, tonight we're going to review the Mother Earth Dark Cloud Dunkel lager. And basically, I'm still kind of transitioning to doing this stuff on a webcam. But basically, if you don't speak German or you're not a black metal fan, Dunkel is dark. And basically, this is a dark lager. It's my brother likes to think of it like Yingling, except darker. Of course, Yingling's an okay beer, but I mean, I don't like to compare this to Yingling. But I mean, it's got a smooth finish. But regardless, just a little bit of information on it before I actually pour it. Um, on Beer Advocate, it has a BA score of 88, and the Bros rated it 94. So yeah, it's most people think it's a really good beer. I think it's a good beer, and it's at 5.1% alcohol. So not nothing too heavy. So and like I said, it's very smooth drinking. Um, so with that being said, we're gonna pop it open. Oh yeah, that's a lot of smoke. And we're going to pour it in this mug. I love these things. These things are amazing. Um, Me and my brother, when we were searching for this apartment, we found these for like, I think it was like a whole pack of them for $5. So good quality stuff. All right, now for the pour. It already looks beautiful. Not a whole lot of head retention there. And by the way, as you've already seen in my past videos, I tend to do that. It's because there's that one last little drop of beer, and I don't like wasting my beer. So that's just a habit I've got. But anyway, um, not very much head retention there. I poured it semi-vigorously, but it's actually kind of dissolving now. But I mean, you know, not even a finger's width there. Color-wise, it kind of looks like when I hold it up to a computer screen here, it sort of looks like a Pepsi. There's a bit of a brown amber color. You may not be able to see it all that well. I mean, it's kind of showing up a little bit. But yeah, there's a dark brown, sort of amberish color. It's a little clear. You can see through it just a little bit, but again, you probably can't see it as well on the camera. But yeah, it's pretty much, it looks like a Coke or a Pepsi, pretty much. And as far as the aroma goes, chocolate. Getting sort of a kind of a nutty sort of aroma from the malts. It's sort of like I don't want to say it's like peanuts, but it's like, I guess if like you were to take some peanuts and roast them basically, um, and then put some dry chocolate in there with it. Um, Not really getting so much of a fruit flavor. Of course, this is a lager after all. Um, yeah, I'm kind of getting more of a sort of a nutty kind of smell there. But yeah, cheers, guys. That's really smooth. Um, you know, obviously the first thing to hit you is it's the dark roasted malts, and the thing is, if you're used to like dark beers like a stout or a porter or something like that, normally what happens is you'll get that initial chocolate or coffee kind of flavor, and then it finishes like really, really strong. Whereas this right here, this right here has it's got a strong start, but it finishes really smooth like a lager. It I guess you could say it starts out like a porter or stout, um, and then it just basically it ends like a lager. Yeah. So again, there's the chocolate flavor. I'm not really getting so much of a coffee kind of flavor here. Um, the chocolate notes are a little sweeter to the taste than it is to the nose. Um, let me see here. Okay, so yeah, it basically it starts out like your typical porter or stout. You get that chocolate, and then kind of in the middle there, you start to get that sort of I guess that mouth bite that you normally get with lagers, where it's not intense, but there's a bit of a bite there. Um, and then you tend to taste more of the malts, if this makes any sense. And then basically when you actually swallow it, it feels more like a lager. It's not very thick at all. It's actually really, really thin, really crisp. And normally I wouldn't drink a darker beer on a hot day, but I think this would be pretty good for a hot day. Um, Probably wouldn't be my first choice, but it definitely still be a contender if I didn't want like a typical lager, like a Yingling or something like that. Um, but it's a really good session beer, and like I said, very light bodied. Um, and yeah, it's smooth drinking, and you know, a lot of people that I talk to at work, they say they hate dark beers, like they can't even stand Guinness. Obviously, I mean, I'm not much of a Guinness person myself, but I do like a good stout or a porter. But if you're not really into dark beers, I think this would actually be kind of a good gateway. It actually was for me because when I visited their brewery, I'd actually never heard of this. Like I'd heard of their Hefeweizen. It's the Weeping Willow Wit. Yeah. Um, the Weeping Willow Wit, and then there was the Endless River Kolsch. Not a big fan of the lighter style. And then their Sisters of the Moon IPA. I love the Sisters of the Moon IPA. But yeah, I'd had those before. But when I visited their brewery, I'd never heard of this one right here. And so I was like, hey, why not? I mean, I've never had a dark lager before, so I guess I'll try it out. And I tried it out, and it was delicious. And see, at the time, my taste wasn't adjusted to darker beers. The last time I had a really dark beer, it didn't go so well. But this was a good gateway. And luckily enough, they also had a porter there. Let's see, it's the Old Neighborhood. old neighborhood porter. And so yeah, that's kind of how I got started on darker beers. So if you're not into dark beers, but you'd be interested in trying some, definitely give this a shot. Um, you get some of the coffee and the, well, with this one not so much the coffee, but you get some of the chocolate kind of notes that you normally would get with a dark beer, but it's a lighter body and it's a smoother, more crisp finish. And so yeah, I would probably give this. I would probably give this an 8.5 out of 10. Not the absolute best beer I've ever had in the world, but it's really good if you're just kind of hanging out with some friends and you want to have something that it tastes good, but you don't want to get too shit-faced too quick. Um, it's definitely a good session beer. So yeah, if this is in your area, try it out. The Mother Earth Brewing Company um, Dark Cloud Dunkelweizen. And I'll show you the bottle again one more time before I get off here. Nice artwork there. I don't know if you can see that smaller print, but yeah. 5.10% alcohol, and it's got a Beer Advocate rating of 88, and then the brothers rated it 93, I believe. No, 94, sorry. But yeah, either way, good beer. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and if you like what you see here, then please subscribe to my channel, and if you use Tumblr, follow the link below, and feel free to follow me. So until next time, guys, keep it metal. Cheers.